Hey everyone, I'm Shannon Gonter with Therapy by Shannon and Be Mindful Louisville. Welcome to our Ask Anything series. These are some questions that have been submitted by various people anonymously, and we're going to have mental health and wellness professionals answer them for you guys. So today we have the lovely Miss Lindsey Carney with us. She's a licensed clinical social worker. She's the co-founder of Transcend Counseling Services in Louisville, Kentucky, and she provides individual therapy to adults seeking relief from disordered eating and body shame. She currently practices using her virtual office and offers in-person sessions on a case-by-case basis. And you can learn all about her on her website and on Facebook. And that's just Transcend Counseling Services. And you can look it up on Facebook. And we'll also have a link to it as well. But so the question we have for you today, Lindsey, is this came from someone who feels like they found a really good therapist that's a really good fit for them. They were looking online, they found someone that really think would work well for them, but they're afraid to email her. And so they're kind of like, what do I say? What do I do? How do I navigate this?
Yeah, that's such a good question. First, I would say to feel like intimidated or scared to reach out to a mental health professional is totally normal because it is intimidating. And first, I think it's important to acknowledge that that's okay. And it's also okay if you include that in your inquiry, like, hello, and address the person like, I am not sure how to go about this, but I'm seeking therapy for XYZ issues and was curious if you had any openings for new clients.
Yeah.
That's probably a very common email that I get. But I've seen emails all along the spectrum of people who sound really kind of well-versed in that. And then others who are just like, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And, luckily as a therapist, I, feel like I and my colleagues that I know can kind of adapt to whatever that client needs in that moment, whether it's, okay, maybe we need to, pick up the conversation and guide them a little bit, or if they sound like they know exactly how to go about it, then we just kind of answer their questions. And so yeah, I think it's important to just remind yourself it's okay to feel nervous about that.
Yeah, definitely. And so kind of, I would imagine just kind of thinking about mine and knowing a little bit about your practice, reaching out, whether it's like email or even kind of like if you have a contact form on your website, that's okay too. What about even like calling, I guess, a therapist or a voicemail, or yeah, I guess just the different ways you can get in contact with them?
Yeah, that's a good question too. So, email is totally a comfortable way to communicate, and a lot of therapists might actually prefer that because they're in sessions a lot throughout the day, and so they may not check their email or they may not be able to get back with you until later anyway. So email might be a good avenue for that. But also a phone call might be good, and most therapists offer like a free phone consultation. And the benefits of a phone call are that you get to actually hear the person talk, and you can kind of gauge how the conversation goes when you're talking with them, and if they sound like someone that you feel comfortable talking to. That gives you a really good sense of how they might be in a session to talk to.
Yeah. And would you recommend for someone sending an email inquiry to someone to maybe even inquire about that? Like, hey, do you do a free phone consultation?
Yes, I do, because it just helps you get a better feel for that person and if they are a good fit, and like I said, most therapists offer that free phone consultation, but it's definitely a good question to ask if you do decide to email them first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it could be as simple as like, hey, I'm inquiring for services. Do you do a free phone consultation, or are you accepting new clients?
Right, exactly. And maybe just asking that therapist what their protocol is for getting set up as a new client. That's a great first question to ask. Some other good questions to start with if you're nervous about reaching out or what to say, like logistically. Maybe ask if the therapist is located in a certain area or accepts a certain insurance. So how long do the sessions last? Those are questions that some people might not think to ask when they're reaching out. And so those can be helpful places to start.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is no right or wrong way to do it. There's a whole spectrum of kind of emails that we get as inquiries for therapy. But also just like, yeah, you don't have to like disclose everything in the email. It can just be like, hey, do you accept my insurance, and are you taking new clients?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, very cool. Well, thank you. I think that individual will be super, hopefully find this very helpful. Anything else that you want to kind of leave our audience with before closing?
I don't think so. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I know, all such good info. Thank you for answering that question. Anyone who's listening, if you have a question, just DM us. And again, we'll get a mental health or wellness professional to answer that question for you. Yeah, make sure to check out Lindsey and her colleagues at Transcend Counseling Services. They're on Facebook. They've got a site. Find them on social. You'll be able to follow them and get all their good content and posts and graphics that they put out. But yeah, thanks. Have a good day. Thanks, Lindsey.
Thank you.